maybe Matt Hardy and them are either settling some kind of deal with them or they're going to win the suit so that they can bring it over. Because, like I said, that was probably the best gimmick for them in a global standpoint, and to bring it into the top tier wrestling organization would mean a lot financially for WWE altogether.
Because you've seen a lot of wrestlers like back even when the WCW was bought out by, at the time WWF, WWE, whatever they were calling it at the time. But it was like a lot of their trademarks and stuff just transferred over. So like you didn't have to like go in a battle with this gimmick or anything like that. Because that's that wrestler's personality. So regardless of wherever they go, whatever wrestling platform they're on, they should be able to take that with them because that makes them who they are. Like the whole thing, like when Goldberg came, he didn't change from who he was, and AJ Styles kind of still brought the phenomenal one thing with him. So it's just kind of like you have to give them what makes them them and let them run with it. But, I mean, hopefully they win that because like I said, I do like the whole broken gimmick with the Hardys, and I think it needs to happen to really kind of put the WWE universe in a good place.
Yeah. One last thing on the Miz and Jeff Hardy match. I think by him retaining the title, I think Thursday will push the Miz up to the third longest Intercontinental Championship holder. So, I mean, I'm glad to hear that for the Miz to, push him into that historic landmark. I do think he deserves that. And with Jeff Hardy now, one last question before we finally get back to the main event. Do you think that this is really leading up to a Jeff Hardy solo push? And if so, what does it do with Matt Hardy? Where does that leave Matt?
I mean, I think with the broken thing being teased so much, I don't think he's going to be a singles competitor. Maybe this is just something they're doing just to get over until they can figure out like exactly like what they want to do with the Hardys and possibly like the Miz. Like I still think eventually this could be a possible ladder match, like I said last week. Because I really think Jeff is going to get a rematch, and they might knowing Kurt Angle the way he's been the GM of Raw, maybe have them fight a match to determine whoever wins gets to pick the stipulation of the match, and maybe Jeff gets to say, "Hey, I want a ladder match," because the Intercontinental title is prestigious for those ladder matches. So I just think it's going to be just for now. It's a short-term thing, and I think when the Hardys are truly broken, they're going to be right back in the tag team picture again.
Have to.
Yeah, you have to do that. I mean, I like both of them as singles competitors, but to me, they're better together than they are apart. And I think Jeff stands on his own better than Matt does as a singles competitor, but I like them better together.
Speaking of tag teams, in between these matches, we saw a lot of Sheamus and Cesaro getting in a typical basic match, a throwaway match basically between Heath Slater and Rhino, where Dean and Seth were at the commentary, and you see, of course, like I said, you saw Sheamus and Cesaro beat them, and then later on, before the main event, you saw Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose beat Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, in which Sheamus and Cesaro interferes in that match, but it ended up giving Rollins and Ambrose the advantage anyway, which made Gallows and Anderson kind of kick out Sheamus and Cesaro at the very end of that. So I wanted to ask, do you feel like the tag team division is starting to make a comeback? And where does this lead Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson? Does this put them back in the picture by them kind of having that little spat with Sheamus and Cesaro, while Sheamus and Cesaro are typically the number one contenders for their tag team championship?
It could. I think like the tag team division really needs a shot in the arm right now because it's kind of really rough right now. Like I said, I think Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose is kind of like a Band-Aid over the wound, but I think for however long we have them together, but I think it could be trying to make a comeback. I think it could be a thing where we know Rollins and Ambrose is going to fight Sheamus and Cesaro again. I wouldn't be surprised if Gallows and Anderson interferes and costs Sheamus and Cesaro the opportunity to, get the championships back. And then maybe they start their own private little feud, and that leaves Rollins and Ambrose. And then I would like for it to be twisted to where, depending on how long it goes along, maybe if we can get the Hardys broken like faster, have them feud with Rollins and Ambrose, and maybe they get so frustrated with the broken Hardys that they start to have dissension between themselves, and then maybe later that Ambrose heel turn.
You just don't want them to stay together.
I want them to stay together, but I think they will for a little while. But like I said, they're made to be singles competitors, and I feel like we got like a half a Shield right now. I think we can't have like that. Like, if we're gonna get the Shield, give me the whole Shield. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
But this is just good to see them back together. But I think that it could help build a tag team division. Yeah.
And you know what? Here's another plot twist that will also, I feel like, will help Roman Reigns as well as bring the Shield back even stronger. Make them all go heel.
Well, they came in as heels in a way.
Bring it back. And see, my idea is the next title shot that Reigns gets, or even, matter of fact, they could even make this work at the next pay-per-view between him and John Cena, is make the Shield interfere to beat up John Cena for Reigns' advantage. And that way, that brings the Shield back. And then that also, it doesn't solely give them a heel turn yet, but that shows the inkling that of they're about to take over in that heelish manner. And I think that's really a major way to push Roman Reigns, because he fit best as the member of the Shield, where he didn't have to be a promo talking person. He could just be the enforcer of the group. And I just feel like that plot twist would actually help all. I mean, Rollins and Ambrose don't really need help, but that if they're really trying to push Reigns, they can do that. And by Dean and Ambrose being behind them to enforce like they did before, they can push Reigns up, and it would make sense to the crowd and won't feel like it's pushed, because they know that they have the people who are interfering on behalf of Reigns, being Seth and Dean. So that's just my idea.
When you were saying that, something just hit me too. You know what I would do if I was a WWE? Now I know Finn Balor in this Bray Wyatt thing. I don't even really want to get into that because I'm tired. It's like last night while they were talking, I was just like, please shut up. It's over. Like, why are we doing this? But what I would do is take Finn Balor, put him with Gallows and Anderson to form the Bullet Club again, and to have them feud with the Shield.
Yeah. I like that.
I think that would be huge. That would like get the WWE universe like all crazy. Like, I think the Bullet Club versus the Shield, you got two of the biggest like heel groups, putting them together and letting them go at it.
So here's a question I want to ask, because I do like that idea. I do think that they need to start bringing factions, at least three-way factions like that, back. But where would that leave Sheamus and Cesaro? And if they were to add on, who would their third man be?
I don't know who likes either one of them enough to join them, but I mean, I think they need to go back into singles competitors, because then they could be vying for the Intercontinental titles. That could be more opponents for the Miz. I think Cesaro would be a great Intercontinental champion. I don't know if he's ever won the Intercontinental Championship before, but I think that puts him back in the singles thing again. And then Sheamus is pretty much held every title just about except for the Universal Championship, and he's won Money in the Bank. He's won the Royal Rumble. He's done pretty much a lot of things, and he kind of goes under the radar a lot. But Sheamus is a really accomplished superstar. If you look at his resume, he's done a lot of big things. But, I mean, to me, I'm so used to Sheamus just being a bully, how he used to just beat up Dolph Ziggler all the time. I need that Sheamus to come back to just target people and just beat down people. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe him and an Elias feud. I could see that, because Elias is kind of like the new guy on the scene, and Sheamus just kind of loses his way after breaking up with Cesaro, and then just starts targeting random people, and then, try to go back to being a bully again.
Okay. I like that idea. I like that.
So now we're going to move to main event of Monday Night Raw. The Monster Among Men versus the world's largest athlete, the babyface Big Show. He's shaved. He doesn't look right with all his hair shaved.
He does look pretty weird to me.
Yeah, he looks
This is why I won't shave my face. Big Show is the perfect example. When everyone tells me, how come you won't shave it? I just need to have an image of Big Show in my pocket to just say, this is why.
And we know what happened the last time when these two got together. I like the chemistry they have together. The last time they got together, they broke the ring. I mean, we've seen a couple times in WWE history where the ring does get broken, but never like what we saw with Braun Strowman. You got combined 800 pounds coming from the top rope, a superplex from the top of the rope,
right?
And the ring. The funniest thing when that match happened was do you ever pay attention how the ref fell out the ring?
Yeah,
when he got when it happened, when the ring broke down, it was so funny how he just flew out the ring.
I honestly feel like they might have didn't tell him what was going to happen.
He didn't brace himself,
right? Because it looked like he was trying to go for the ropes, but the fact that the ropes were already gone, it just
like he just rolled on out.
Exactly.
So I mean, as far as this match, obviously I knew going in Strowman was going to win because they have to make him look strong going into No Mercy against Brock. I mean, we knew Brock wasn't going to be there tonight. So,
and you know what helped Strowman looking strong? I felt like Big Show had the best promo of Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Like how he went on and he was like, I'm not done, and you're not going to put me to pasture. I'm going to show you who I've been for 20-something years. Like, I really felt passion for the Big Show. Like, I know recently he's just been kind of put into situations. Like, he wasn't really given a chance to say nothing. They were just like, we're going to throw you into this. Now you're a part of that. Make something happen. But this time I felt like this was a heartfelt, passionate Big Show wanting to fight somebody. And I really liked that.
And really, they had to move the Big Show to something because with the Big Cass injury, so they couldn't continue that feud, and I didn't like that feud to start with.
Yeah.
But we had to get somebody to try to put Big Cass over. So this is what happens when you break up tag teams. You should have left Enzo and Cass together because now Cass is hurt, and now Enzo is kind of like taking a demotion right now, going down to 205 Live, which I think he belongs there because, I mean, he make him help push it, the cruiserweights, but I mean Neville got that on lock, so I like Neville as a champion there. But with this match with Show, I mean he did have a good promo last night, but you just knew that he wasn't going to win the match. And to me, it just felt like he kept trying to do cruiserweight stuff in this match.
You saw him jump off the top
rope. I'm like, dude, this ain't.
That was
too big for this.
Oh, definitely, but that was incredible to me, the fact that he did it, and then when they showed the replay, I was like, he actually got far.
But you know what put me in a bad mood?
Go
ahead and hit the little. There you go. I don't know if anybody else saw this, but like he literally did the punch on. That's a punch, as opposed to the Superman punch. That's a real man's punch.
Touche.
But when he punched Braun Strowman, Strowman went limp. I've never seen nobody literally knock him to his feet like that. Why is the Big Show climbing trying to get out of the cage when you literally could just walked out the door and won the match? I was like, what are you doing when you could just walk out the door?
Right.
He's knocked out. Why would you try to climb? You 500 pounds trying to climb a cage. It's going to take you 12 minutes to do that.
Yeah. Like you needed all of that rope and reinforcement to get on one side. What are you going to do when you get to the other side? Like it's straight down. So I feel like that was truly filter just to keep the match going, and it wasn't thought out because clearly he's not going to do it. They just did it because they knew that if he looks like he's trying to get up, that'll give Strowman enough chance to get up instead of logically saying, okay, I knocked him out, I can just walk right out. So I didn't
understand that part of it. I said that's a creative gap there. Saw a number of choke slams. Strowman did some good stuff, but to me, Big Show kind of handled him pretty good. But what got me though was the finale of this match.
Whew.
After he cut his promo, and Braun Strowman's promos are not great, but it fits him.
Yeah,
it's short, it's to the point, and he gets it over. He doesn't have to explain to you, I'm going to do this to Brock Lesnar. I'm going to make sure. He just says what he's going to do.
Right.
And that's the end of the promo. But what got me was how he just slammed him through the cage door at the end. Well,
Yeah.
through the cage.
Okay. Definitely.